How to take full control of your inner world. Written introduction. Imagine a life where nothing, no external chaos, no fleeting emotions, no self-doubt, has the power to shake you. Where your mind is clear, your emotions are steady, and your energy is entirely under your control. A life where you don't react to circumstances, you create them. A life where your happiness, success, and inner peace are not dictated by the world around you, but are cultivated from within. This is the essence of inner management, the art of mastering your mind, emotions, and energy to live with absolute clarity, purpose, and power. It's about developing an unshakable foundation of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and mental discipline, allowing you to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence and control. When you master your inner world, external challenges lose their grip on you, and you step into a state of flow, focus, and resilience. Right now, most people live at the mercy of their thoughts, trapped in cycles of stress, self-doubt, and overthinking. They allow negativity, fear, and distractions to dictate their actions and emotions. But you don't have to. Mastering your inner world isn't just a skill, it's the foundation for everything: success, happiness, and true freedom. In this journey, you'll uncover the 7 fundamental pillars of inner management, each one unlocking a new level of self-mastery. You'll learn how to silence mental noise, gain emotional balance, and harness your energy to create a life of deep fulfillment and purpose. This isn't about temporary motivation, it's about lasting transformation. By the end, you won't just understand control over your inner world, you'll embody it. Chapter 1. The Art of Conscious Awareness. Becoming the observer of your mind. The first step to inner mastery is to step outside the constant chatter of your mind and observe it from a distance. Imagine your mind as an untrained horse, wild, restless, and easily spooked by the slightest disturbance. It runs in all directions, reacting to everything it encounters, unable to remain still. This is how the average mind operates, constantly shifting between worries, distractions, memories of the past, and anxieties about the future. It jumps from one thought to another, rarely finding peace. But what if you could take a step back and simply watch this restless movement instead of being caught up in it? This is where conscious awareness begins. Instead of being swept away by your thoughts, you can become the observer, the one who notices the thinking patterns without getting lost in them. Imagine standing on a hill, looking down at a fast-moving river. The river represents your thoughts, constantly flowing, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. But you are not the river. You are the observer standing on the hill, watching its movement. When you understand this, something profound happens. You realize that you are not your thoughts. Most people identify completely with the voice in their head. If the mind says, "I am not good enough," they believe it. If the mind says, "I will fail," they accept it as truth. But the reality is that these are just thoughts, not facts. Thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. They are temporary, fleeting, and often influenced by past experiences, fears, or external influences. The key to inner mastery is to stop believing that every thought is true and instead simply observe them. When you practice observing your thoughts without judgment, you begin to notice patterns. You might realize that your mind has a habit of dwelling on negative memories, or that it constantly worries about things that haven't even happened yet. You may see how easily it reacts to small frustrations, blowing them out of proportion. This awareness is the first step to change. Without awareness, your mind controls you. But the moment you step back and watch it from a place of detachment, you reclaim control. It's important to remember that conscious awareness does not mean stopping your thoughts or forcing yourself to think only positive things. The goal is not to suppress the mind, but to develop a new relationship with it, one where you are no longer a prisoner of your thoughts, but an observer of them. This shift is incredibly powerful. When you stop reacting to every thought and instead watch them like passing clouds, you create space. In this space, clarity emerges. Instead of being controlled by unconscious mental habits, you gain the ability to choose how you respond to life. Developing this level of awareness takes practice. A simple way to start is through mindfulness, taking a few moments each day to sit quietly and observe your thoughts. Instead of engaging with them, simply notice them. Label them if needed. Oh, this is a worry. This is a self-doubt. This is just my mind replaying the past. The more you do this, the more you separate yourself from the mind's constant chatter, allowing you to live with greater peace, control, and understanding. When you master the art of conscious awareness, you are no longer at the mercy of your thoughts. Instead, you become the calm, centered presence that watches them. You step into a place of power where your mind becomes a tool that serves you rather than one that controls you. Chapter 2. Emotional Alchemy. Transforming inner turmoil into inner strength. Emotions are powerful forces that shape the way we experience life. They can uplift us to incredible heights of joy and fulfillment, or they can pull us down into deep states of frustration, sadness, and anger. Most people believe they have little to no control over their emotions, allowing themselves to be swept away by whatever they feel in the moment. But the truth is, emotions are not meant to control you. They are meant to guide you. When you understand how to work with your emotions instead of against them, you gain the ability to turn inner turmoil into inner strength. This is the essence of emotional alchemy, the process of transforming difficult emotions into powerful energy that serves you. Think of emotions like waves in the ocean. Some waves are small and gentle, while others are large and overwhelming. If you are unaware, you may get caught in these waves, struggling and fighting against them. But if you learn how to ride them, you no longer feel powerless. You develop the ability to navigate even the strongest emotional currents with grace and control. This begins with a simple but profound shift. Instead of resisting your emotions or being consumed by them, you must learn to observe and understand them. Most people react automatically to their emotions. When anger arises, they lash out. When sadness appears, they withdraw. When fear takes over, they become paralyzed. But these reactions only reinforce the emotional patterns, making them stronger over time. The key to emotional mastery is to create space between feeling and reaction. When an emotion arises, pause. Instead of immediately acting on it, take a deep breath and observe what is happening inside you. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Every emotion carries a message. Anger might be signaling that your boundaries have been crossed. Fear might be revealing an area of your life where you lack confidence. Sadness might be inviting you to slow down and reflect. Rather than seeing emotions as obstacles, see them as teachers. The moment you stop fighting against them and start listening to them, they lose their power to control you. One of the most effective ways to process emotions is through acceptance. Instead of suppressing or avoiding difficult feelings, allow yourself to fully experience them. If you feel sadness, don't run from it. Sit with it. Observe where you feel it in your body. Breathe into it. By doing this, you break the cycle of emotional resistance. You teach yourself that emotions are temporary waves that come and go, not permanent states of being. Another powerful technique is reframing your emotions. Instead of saying, "I am angry," try saying, "I am experiencing anger right now." This small shift in language creates distance between you and the emotion, reminding you that you are not defined by what you feel in the moment. You are much greater than any single emotion. With time and practice, emotional alchemy becomes second nature. You stop reacting impulsively to emotions and start using them as fuel for growth. Instead of letting anger control you, you channel it into passion and determination. Instead of letting fear hold you back, you transform it into excitement for the unknown. Instead of being weighed down by sadness, you use it as an opportunity for healing and self-reflection. Mastering your emotions does not mean you will never feel negative emotions again. It means you will no longer be controlled by them. You will learn to move through them with awareness, wisdom, and strength. When you develop this level of emotional intelligence, you unlock a new kind of freedom, one where your inner world is no longer dictated by external circumstances. No matter what happens around you, you remain centered, grounded, and in full control of your emotional energy. Chapter 3. Mastering Your Mind. Reprogramming Your Thoughts for Inner Strength. Your mind is the architect of your reality. Every thought you entertain shapes the way you see the world, influences your decisions, and ultimately determines the direction of your life. Most people, however, operate on mental autopilot, unaware that their thoughts are often shaped by past conditioning, societal influences, and limiting beliefs picked up over time. To take full control of your inner world, you must learn how to reprogram your mind, how to replace self-defeating thoughts with empowering ones, and how to train your mind to work for you, not against you. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every thought you think is a seed. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, they will take root and grow into patterns of stress and limitation. But if you plant seeds of confidence, resilience, and positivity, they will grow into a mindset that supports your success and well-being. The key is to become intentional about which thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. The first step to mastering your mind is becoming aware of your thought patterns. Throughout the day, pay attention to the internal dialogue running in your head. Do you constantly criticize yourself? Do you replay past mistakes over and over? Do you expect the worst to happen? These habitual thought patterns shape your emotional state and your overall experience of life. If your mind is filled with self-doubt and negativity, you will find reasons to struggle. But if you fill your mind with empowering thoughts, you will begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. One of the most effective ways to reprogram your mind is through conscious thought replacement. Whenever you catch yourself thinking a negative thought, pause and challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought absolutely true? Most of the time, negative thoughts are not based on facts, but on old fears and false assumptions. Once you recognize this, replace the negative thought with a positive and empowering one. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I am learning and improving every day." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "Every setback is a lesson that makes me stronger." Another powerful technique is mental visualization. Your brain does not distinguish between real and imagined experiences. It reacts to what you focus on. When you repeatedly visualize yourself succeeding, overcoming challenges, and remaining calm under pressure, your brain begins to rewire itself to make these scenarios more natural. Athletes, performers, and high achievers use this technique to train their minds for success. You can do the same by spending a few minutes each day visualizing yourself as the person you aspire to be, confident, strong, and in control of your thoughts. Affirmations are also a valuable tool for mental reprogramming. By repeatedly affirming positive beliefs, you train your subconscious mind to adopt new thought patterns. Choose affirmations that resonate with you, such as, "I am in control of my thoughts and emotions." "I am strong, resilient, and capable." "I choose thoughts that empower and uplift me." Repeat these affirmations daily, especially in the morning when your mind is most receptive. Over time, these positive statements will replace old limiting beliefs, reshaping the way you think and feel. Reprogramming your mind is not an overnight process. It requires daily effort and consistency. But with time, you will notice a shift. Negative thoughts will lose their grip on you, and empowering thoughts will become your new default. You will develop a mind that is resilient, focused, and aligned with your highest potential. When you master your mind, you gain the ultimate freedom, the freedom to choose your thoughts, direct your emotions, and create the reality you desire. Instead of being a prisoner of your mental habits, you become the conscious creator of your life. Chapter 4. The Power of Inner Discipline. Training yourself for mental and emotional mastery. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many associate it with restriction, hardship, or forcing oneself to do things they don't want to do. But true inner discipline is not about punishment or deprivation. It is about freedom. It is the ability to guide your mind and emotions rather than being controlled by them. Without inner discipline, the mind becomes restless, the emotions become unpredictable, and life feels chaotic. But when you cultivate discipline within yourself, you gain mastery over your thoughts, emotions, and actions, allowing you to move through life with clarity, purpose, and control. At the core of inner discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. The average person is ruled by emotions and impulses. They only act when they feel motivated, and they avoid discomfort whenever possible. But those who develop inner discipline understand that waiting for motivation is unreliable. Motivation comes and goes like the weather, but discipline remains steady. It allows you to take action even when you don't feel like it, and over time, this consistency leads to immense growth and transformation. One of the biggest obstacles to inner discipline is the mind's tendency to seek instant gratification. The mind naturally craves comfort and avoids discomfort. It prefers short-term pleasure over long-term success. This is why so many people struggle with procrastination, distractions, and unhealthy habits. They give in to temporary desires rather than sticking to what truly benefits them. To develop inner discipline, you must train yourself to resist the pull of instant gratification and stay committed to what truly matters. This training begins with small daily acts of discipline. It's not about making extreme changes overnight. It's about building a habit of self-control through small, consistent actions. It could be waking up early even when you want to sleep in. It could be choosing to read instead of scrolling through social media. It could be meditating even when your mind tells you it's too busy. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your inner resolve. Another key to developing inner discipline is learning to detach from emotional impulses. Many people allow their emotions to dictate their actions. If they feel unmotivated, they don't work. If they feel angry, they react impulsively. If they feel tired, they quit. But emotions are fleeting, and they are not always aligned with what is best for you. True discipline means recognizing your emotions without letting them control you. When you feel resistance toward a task, instead of giving in to the feeling, observe it. Acknowledge it, but do not obey it. By doing this, you train yourself to act based on intention rather than impulse. Developing mental discipline also requires controlling your thoughts. The mind naturally gravitates toward negativity, doubt, and distraction. If left unchecked, it will feed you endless reasons why you should give up, why you're not good enough, or why things are too hard. A disciplined mind does not allow these thoughts to take over. Instead, it redirects focus toward constructive thinking. When negative thoughts arise, replace them with thoughts of resilience and determination. Train your mind to see obstacles as challenges, not as excuses to quit. In addition to mental discipline, emotional discipline is equally important. This means learning to manage your reactions and not being easily swayed by external circumstances. Life will throw difficulties your way. There will be disappointments, setbacks, and frustrations. Without emotional discipline, these experiences can break you, causing you to react in ways that harm you in the long run. But when you have control over your emotions, you remain steady even in the face of challenges. You do not let frustration turn into anger, nor do you let sadness turn into despair. Instead, you process emotions with awareness, respond rather than react, and remain grounded no matter what happens. One way to cultivate emotional discipline is through self-imposed challenges. When you voluntarily put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you train your emotions to handle stress without becoming overwhelmed. This could mean practicing silence when you want to argue, embracing discomfort during a workout, or maintaining focus during meditation despite distractions. These small challenges build emotional resilience, preparing you to handle bigger difficulties with ease. Another essential part of inner discipline is commitment to long-term goals. The disciplined mind understands that real success, happiness, and fulfillment come from sustained effort over time. There are no shortcuts. Those who lack discipline often jump from one goal to another, abandoning efforts whenever things become difficult. But true discipline means staying committed, even when progress seems slow. It means continuing forward, even when motivation fades. It means trusting the process, knowing that small, consistent actions will lead to extraordinary results. Inner discipline is what separates those who live intentionally from those who are ruled by their impulses. It is the foundation of personal mastery, allowing you to rise above distractions, stay focused on what truly matters, and maintain control over your mind and emotions. With discipline, you no longer fall victim to temporary moods or fleeting desires. You take charge of your own life, and when you master this skill, you gain the ability to create anything you desire, because you no longer wait for the right feelings to take action. You simply do what needs to be done, no matter what. Chapter 5. Emotional Sovereignty. Becoming the master of your feelings. Our emotions shape our reality more than we realize. They influence how we think, how we perceive the world, and ultimately, how we act. Yet, for many people, emotions seem unpredictable, coming and going like waves, sometimes calm and at other times turbulent and overwhelming. To master your inner world, you must learn to take control of your emotions rather than allowing them to control you. This is the essence of emotional mastery, the ability to observe, understand, and regulate your emotions in a way that empowers rather than weakens you. One of the greatest misconceptions about emotional mastery is that it means suppressing emotions. This could not be further from the truth. True mastery is not about ignoring or repressing your feelings. It's about acknowledging them without allowing them to dictate your actions. Imagine your emotions like the weather. Just as storms come and go, emotions also pass. But you are not the storm. You are the sky that holds the storm, allowing it to move without being consumed by it. The first step in emotional mastery is self-awareness. You must train yourself to notice when an emotion arises, what triggers it, and how it manifests in your body. Are you clenching your jaw when you're frustrated? Is your heart racing when you're anxious? Are your shoulders tensing up when you're angry? By becoming aware of these physical signs, you can interrupt automatic emotional reactions before they take control. Awareness is like shining a light in the darkness. It allows you to see your emotions clearly rather than being unconsciously swept away by them. Once you are aware of an emotion, the next step is to acknowledge it without judgment. Instead of trying to push away negative emotions, allow yourself to feel them. Resisting emotions only makes them stronger, like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It will eventually pop up with even greater force. Instead, take a deep breath and say to yourself, "I see this emotion. I acknowledge its presence." When you stop fighting against your emotions and simply allow them to be, you take away their power to control you. The most powerful tool for emotional mastery is the practice of emotional alchemy, transforming negative emotions into positive energy. Instead of being consumed by anger, use that energy to fuel positive action. If you feel frustrated, channel it into determination. If you feel fear, turn it into curiosity. Emotions are energy in motion, and just like an alchemist turning lead into gold, you can train yourself to transmute emotions into something beneficial. Another powerful technique is practicing emotional reframing. Your interpretation of events dictates how you feel about them. If you see an obstacle as a disaster, it will overwhelm you. But if you view it as an opportunity to grow, its power over you diminishes. For example, instead of thinking, "This problem is too big for me," you can train yourself to think, "This is an opportunity to develop my strength and problem-solving skills." Over time, this shift in perspective will make you more emotionally resilient. Patience is also a crucial part of emotional discipline. Emotions rise and fall like waves, and if you learn to ride them without reacting impulsively, you gain control over your inner world. Imagine someone cutting you off in traffic. Your instinct may be to get angry, to honk or shout, but instead, take a deep breath. Observe your frustration, acknowledge it, and let it pass. By doing this repeatedly, you train your mind to remain steady in the face of external disturbances. True inner discipline requires a commitment to self-mastery over the long term. This is not a skill that can be perfected overnight. It takes time, patience, and practice. But with every moment of restraint, every conscious thought shift, and every moment of self-awareness, you strengthen your inner world. You become unshakable, unbreakable. When you master your emotions instead of being mastered by them, you unlock a life of clarity, peace, and unshakable inner strength. Chapter 6. The Art of Mental Resilience, Strengthening Your Inner Core. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan or prepare, unexpected challenges, setbacks, and disappointments will arise. Some days you may feel strong and unstoppable, while on other days, even the smallest inconvenience can make you feel like the world is against you. This is why mental resilience is one of the most important skills to develop for inner management. It is the ability to remain steady in the face of difficulties, to bounce back from failures, and to maintain your inner peace regardless of external circumstances. At the core of mental resilience is the ability to accept reality as it is, rather than wishing things were different. Many people waste their energy resisting what they cannot change, worrying about the past, fearing the future, or getting frustrated over small inconveniences. But emotional resilience starts with acceptance, the ability to see things as they are without letting them overwhelm you. This doesn't mean becoming passive or giving up. Rather, it means acknowledging reality and choosing to respond to it in the most effective way. One of the most powerful tools for mental resilience is detachment from outcomes. Too often, people attach their happiness and self-worth to specific results, getting a promotion, being liked by others, or achieving certain goals. While striving for success is natural, attaching your sense of peace to external circumstances is a recipe for suffering. The truth is, you cannot control everything. What you can control, however, is how you respond to any situation. Learning to let go of what you cannot control gives you the inner stability to handle anything life throws at you. Another key component of mental resilience is developing a strong inner dialogue. Our minds are constantly filled with self-talk, and this inner dialogue influences how we see ourselves and the world. If your thoughts are negative, self-critical, or filled with doubt, they will slowly chip away at your confidence and resilience. But you have the power to rewire your mind. By practicing self-awareness, you can begin to challenge negative thoughts and replace them with empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I am capable and I will find a way." Over time, this reprogramming of the mind strengthens your resilience, making it easier to face adversity without breaking down. Another crucial aspect of mental resilience is managing your energy wisely. Many people drain their mental and emotional energy by focusing on things they cannot control, other people's opinions, past mistakes, or fears about the future. Mental discipline requires that you take ownership of your attention, redirecting it towards solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Practicing mindfulness, journaling your thoughts, and engaging in daily reflection can help you build this habit. In difficult situations, it is essential to pause and respond rather than react impulsively. The brain's natural response to stress is fight, flight, or freeze. But emotional resilience means choosing how you will respond. Before reacting in anger, fear, or frustration, take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment to acknowledge your emotions, reflect on your options, and then choose your response from a place of wisdom rather than impulse. One of the most powerful ways to build mental resilience is to embrace discomfort as a teacher. Instead of avoiding difficulties, learn to see them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge you face is a test of your inner strength, and every time you overcome a challenge, you become more resilient. Just like lifting weights in the gym makes your muscles stronger, facing challenges head-on strengthens your mind. This resilience also extends to how you deal with uncertainty. Many people fear the unknown and resist change, but mental strength comes from trusting your ability to adapt and respond effectively to anything life throws at you. No one can predict the future, but you can cultivate a mindset that allows you to handle it with confidence and courage. When you realize that you are always capable of navigating uncertainty, you become unshakable. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. Instead, you become the master of your fate. As you develop emotional sovereignty, you become less reactive and more intentional. You no longer allow external situations to dictate your state of mind. You recognize that your emotions are signals, not commands. They provide valuable information, but they do not control you. This gives you the ultimate freedom, the freedom to be at peace regardless of what's happening around you. True power comes not from controlling the world, but from mastering your inner world. The more you strengthen your emotional resilience, the more unshakable and centered you become, no matter the storm. Chapter 7. The Art of Inner Harmony, Aligning Mind, Body, and Spirit. Inner management is not just about controlling your thoughts or mastering your emotions. It is about cultivating a deep and lasting harmony between your mind, body, and spirit. Many people live their lives in a constant state of internal conflict, pulled between what they think, how they feel, and what they know is best for them. This inner disharmony creates stress, confusion, and an ongoing sense of being unsettled. However, when you learn to align these three core aspects of your being, you create a foundation of balance, clarity, and inner peace. The first step to achieving inner harmony is understanding the connection between your mind and body. Your physical and mental states are deeply intertwined. When your body is tense, your mind struggles to be calm. When your thoughts are chaotic, your body reacts with stress responses, elevated heart rate, shallow breathing, and muscle tension. This is why managing your inner world starts with caring for your body. Regular exercise, balanced nutrition, quality sleep, and conscious breathing all contribute to a clearer mind and a more stable emotional state. When your body is at ease, your mind follows. Another key aspect of inner harmony is mental clarity. The mind is like a lake. When it is disturbed, the waters become murky, making it hard to see clearly. However, when the mind is calm, it reflects reality as it is. Mental clutter, such as overthinking, unnecessary worry, and negative self-talk, clouds your perception and makes decision-making difficult. Practices like meditation, journaling, and mindfulness allow you to clear the mental fog, helping you make choices from a place of wisdom rather than impulsive reaction. True inner harmony also requires self-awareness and self-acceptance. Many people live their lives based on external expectations, trying to meet societal standards of success, beauty, and happiness. They suppress their true selves in order to fit in, leading to internal conflict and dissatisfaction. Inner harmony comes when you embrace who you truly are, rather than trying to mold yourself into someone else's idea of who you should be. This means accepting your strengths and weaknesses, honoring your emotions, and being at peace with your unique journey. A powerful way to cultivate this self-acceptance is through self-compassion. Often, we are our own harshest critics, punishing ourselves for past mistakes or holding ourselves to unrealistic standards. However, self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves with the same kindness we would offer to a dear friend. Instead of engaging in self-judgment, practice self-forgiveness. Accept that making mistakes is part of being human. Learn from them and move forward with wisdom rather than regret. Another essential aspect of inner harmony is living in alignment with your core values. Many people feel unsettled or disconnected because their actions do not match their true beliefs. If you value honesty but find yourself lying to please others, a deep sense of unease will persist within you. If you value health but constantly ignore your well-being for the sake of work, you will experience inner conflict. Take time to define your core values, those unshakable principles that guide your life. Then, align your actions, decisions, and lifestyle with those values. The more aligned you are with what truly matters to you, the more at peace you will feel. Another key to inner harmony is mastering the art of presence. Many people are either dwelling in the past, replaying regrets and mistakes, or they are constantly worrying about the future. But true peace can only be found in the present moment. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. The only thing you can control is what you do right now. Training your mind to stay present, to fully engage with each moment, frees you from unnecessary suffering and allows you to experience life more deeply. One way to cultivate presence is through mindfulness practices. These can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths, feeling the sensation of your feet touching the ground, or paying attention to the sights and sounds around you. The goal is to bring your awareness back to the present moment whenever your mind starts to wander into worries about the past or the future. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to remain calm and centered, no matter what is happening around you. Inner harmony is not just about managing yourself, but also about how you interact with the world. When you are in harmony with yourself, you naturally become more patient, compassionate, and understanding towards others. You no longer react impulsively, but instead you respond with clarity and wisdom. Relationships become more peaceful, conflicts become easier to resolve, and life begins to flow with greater ease. When you master inner harmony, you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You become the center of your own universe, a source of stability and peace. You don't just react to life, you respond with intention, wisdom, and grace. And as a result, you cultivate a deep sense of inner peace that remains unshaken by the chaos of the outside world. Chapter 8. The Ultimate Mastery, Becoming the Architect of Your Inner World. True mastery of life begins with mastering yourself. It is not about controlling the external world, because no matter how much you try, life will always be unpredictable. People will change, circumstances will shift, and unexpected challenges will arise. But what you can control, what you must control, is how you respond to the world around you. Becoming the architect of your inner world means taking full responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, actions, and overall state of being. It means no longer living on autopilot, ruled by old habits and unconscious reactions, but instead designing a life of clarity, purpose, and emotional stability from within. To truly master your inner world, you must become deeply aware of yourself. Most people go through life disconnected from their inner selves. They get caught up in routines, external pressures and distractions, rarely taking the time to reflect on who they really are and what they truly want. They live according to societal expectations rather than their own truth. But when you cultivate self-awareness, you begin to see through these layers of conditioning. You start questioning your beliefs, your habits, and the way you react to situations. Are you living according to your values, or are you simply following a path that was handed to you? When you take the time to understand yourself on a deep level, you gain the power to rewrite your own story. A major aspect of self-mastery is rewiring your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like the operating system of your life. It runs in the background, shaping your thoughts, behaviors, and decisions without you even realizing it. Many of your deepest fears, self-doubts, and limiting beliefs are rooted in your subconscious, formed by past experiences and societal programming. If you want to change your life, you must change the programs running in your subconscious mind. This can be done through techniques such as affirmations, visualization, meditation, and deep inner reflection. The more you train your mind with empowering beliefs, the more you will naturally think and act in ways that align with your highest potential. Another key element of inner mastery is detaching from external validation. Many people base their happiness on the approval of others. They seek validation through social media, relationships, career achievements, and material possessions. But the truth is, as long as your sense of self-worth is dependent on external factors, you will always be vulnerable. The moment someone criticizes you, the moment you face failure, the moment circumstances change, you will feel shaken. True inner mastery means finding validation from within. It means knowing that you are enough, regardless of what others think or say. When you detach from external validation, you gain an unshakable confidence that no outside force can take away from you. Inner mastery also requires emotional intelligence, the ability to regulate your emotions with awareness and wisdom. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions, reacting impulsively to whatever they feel in the moment. But when you develop emotional intelligence, you no longer react, you respond. Instead of letting anger control you, you pause, breathe, and choose a wise response. Instead of drowning in fear, you acknowledge it, understand its source, and move forward anyway. Instead of letting sadness consume you, you allow yourself to feel it, process it, and then let it go. Emotional intelligence is not about suppressing emotions, but about learning to manage them in a way that serves you rather than harms you. One of the most powerful practices for inner mastery is developing unwavering focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, constant notifications, and endless entertainment pull our attention in multiple directions, weakening our ability to concentrate and stay present. But true mastery requires focus, the ability to direct your attention toward what truly matters without getting lost in unnecessary distractions. This means setting clear priorities, eliminating distractions, and training your mind to stay present. Meditation, deep work, and mindful living are powerful tools that can help you strengthen your focus and regain control over your attention. Another critical component of self-mastery is disciplining your daily habits. Your habits shape your life. What you do consistently every single day determines who you become. If your habits are driven by laziness, procrastination, and unhealthy choices, your life will reflect that. But if your habits are built on discipline, growth, and self-care, your life will transform in ways you never imagined. Mastery is not about making huge, dramatic changes overnight. It is about making small, intentional choices every single day that move you closer to the person you want to be. One of the most overlooked but essential aspects of inner mastery is building a strong connection with your intuition. Intuition is your inner guidance system, the voice within that knows what is right for you. However, many people ignore their intuition because they are too focused on logic, external advice, or societal expectations. But true mastery means learning to trust yourself, to listen to that quiet inner voice that is always guiding you in the right direction. Developing intuition requires silence, reflection, and the willingness to trust your inner knowing, even when it doesn't make logical sense. Becoming the architect of your inner world means living with purpose and intention. Instead of drifting through life aimlessly, you set clear intentions for who you want to be and what you want to create. You no longer let life happen to you. You actively shape your reality. This means setting meaningful goals, aligning your actions with your values, and waking up each day with a sense of direction. When you live with purpose, you no longer feel lost or disconnected. Every action becomes meaningful, every moment becomes valuable, and life takes on a deeper sense of fulfillment. Mastering your inner world is the greatest achievement you can attain. It is not about controlling the external world, it is about controlling your response to it. When you develop self-awareness, discipline, emotional intelligence, focus, and purpose, you become unshakable. No matter what happens around you, you remain centered, strong, and in complete command of your inner world. You stop being a passive participant in life and become the creator of your destiny. The journey to inner mastery is not a one-time achievement, it is a lifelong practice. But with every step you take toward mastering your mind, emotions, and habits, you unlock deeper levels of peace, power, and fulfillment. You step into a version of yourself that is limitless, resilient, and unstoppable. You become the architect of your own reality. And when you reach this level of self-mastery, no challenge, no setback, and no external circumstance can ever take your power away from you. Chapter 9. The Path to Total Self-Mastery. Becoming unshakable in any situation. Mastering your inner world is not just about managing your emotions, thoughts, and habits. It is about becoming unshakable. It is about reaching a level of self-mastery where no external circumstance, no challenge, and no setback can break your inner stability. Life is unpredictable. There will be moments of joy and moments of pain, moments of success and moments of failure. But those who have mastered themselves remain steady through it all. They do not allow the storms of life to disturb their inner peace because they have built an unbreakable foundation within. To reach this level of mastery, you must develop radical self-ownership. This means taking full responsibility for your life, your choices, and your mindset. Many people blame their circumstances, their past, or other people for their struggles. But the moment you place the responsibility outside of yourself, you give away your power. When you take full ownership of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you realize that you are in control of your destiny. You are no longer a victim of life. You become the creator of it. A major part of self-mastery is learning how to navigate adversity with resilience. Everyone encounters difficulties, failure, loss, rejection, and disappointment. But the difference between those who thrive and those who crumble under pressure is how they respond. Most people allow adversity to define them. They take failure personally, thinking it means they are not good enough. But those who have mastered themselves understand that challenges are opportunities for growth. Every setback is a lesson, every obstacle is a test, and every hardship is a chance to strengthen their resilience. One of the most powerful ways to build resilience is by training your mind to reframe difficulties. Instead of seeing challenges as problems, start viewing them as stepping stones. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective changes everything. It turns pain into wisdom, fear into courage, and setbacks into fuel for success. The mind is a powerful tool. When you train it to see life's difficulties as opportunities, you become unstoppable. Another crucial aspect of total self-mastery is developing emotional neutrality. This means learning to observe emotions without being controlled by them. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. When they feel angry, they lash out. When they feel sad, they withdraw. When they feel anxious, they avoid challenges. But true mastery comes when you can experience emotions without letting them rule you. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them, understanding their purpose, and choosing a response that aligns with your highest self. To cultivate emotional neutrality, practice detachment from external validation. Many people suffer because they are overly concerned with what others think. They seek approval, avoid criticism, and change themselves to fit into societal expectations. But when your sense of self-worth is dependent on others, you will always feel unstable. The moment someone disapproves of you, the moment you fail to meet an expectation, or the moment you face rejection, your confidence will crumble. The key to self-mastery is to validate yourself. You must trust in your own worth, regardless of what others think or say. When you no longer need approval, you become truly free. Another vital part of self-mastery is mastering your time and energy. Many people waste their energy on things that do not serve them: negative thoughts, meaningless distractions, unfulfilling relationships, and self-sabotaging behaviors. But those who have mastered themselves guard their energy carefully. They focus only on what truly matters. They set clear priorities, eliminate unnecessary distractions, and dedicate their time to growth, learning, and meaningful pursuits. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Once it's gone, you can never get it back. When you learn to use it wisely, you take full control of your life. To reach total self-mastery, you must also embrace discomfort as a path to growth. Many people seek comfort and avoid difficulty, but true strength is built through challenges. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. When you push yourself to do difficult things, whether it's waking up early, facing fears, practicing discipline, or stepping into uncertainty, you build the mental toughness necessary to handle anything life throws at you. Those who seek comfort remain stagnant, but those who embrace discomfort become powerful beyond measure. Another essential part of self-mastery is letting go of attachment to outcomes. So many people suffer because they cling too tightly to specific results. They believe that happiness will come only if they achieve a certain goal, reach a certain status, or gain something they desire. But the truth is, attachment creates suffering. The more you attach yourself to a specific outcome, the more anxious and restless you become. Instead, focus on the process. Take action, do your best, and trust that the right results will come in due time. When you detach from outcomes and focus on the present moment, you find peace in the journey rather than stress over the destination. One of the most transformative aspects of self-mastery is cultivating stillness and inner silence. In today's world, people are constantly stimulated, always distracted by noise, social media, news, and endless entertainment. But true power comes from stillness. When you allow yourself to be silent, to sit with your own thoughts, and to be fully present, you gain clarity and insight. Meditation, deep reflection, and spending time in nature are powerful ways to cultivate this inner silence. When you can be still, even in the midst of chaos, you have reached a level of mastery that few ever attain. Total self-mastery means living with unwavering purpose. Many people wander through life without direction, reacting to whatever comes their way. But those who have mastered themselves move with intention. They have a clear vision of who they want to be and what they want to create. They do not waste time on meaningless pursuits. They dedicate themselves fully to their purpose. Whether that purpose is to inspire, to build, to serve, or to create, they commit to it completely. When you live with purpose, you wake up each day with a sense of direction, and your actions become meaningful. Becoming the master of your inner world is a lifelong journey. It requires self-awareness, discipline, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to growth. But when you reach this level of mastery, you become unshakable. You are no longer controlled by circumstances, emotions, or external forces. You stand firm in your truth, confident in your abilities, and at peace with yourself. No matter what happens in life, you remain strong, calm, and in control. This is the highest form of freedom, the ability to navigate life with complete mastery over your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you achieve this, you do not just live life, you create it. You shape your reality according to your highest vision. You step into your full power, and once you reach this state, nothing in the world can take it away from you. Chapter 10. The Final Transformation. Becoming the Master of Your Destiny. The ultimate goal of inner management is to reach a state where you are in full control of your life, not just reacting to circumstances, but actively shaping your reality. Most people drift through life, allowing external forces, other people's opinions, societal expectations, and temporary emotions to dictate their path. But those who achieve true mastery understand that they alone hold the power to determine their destiny. They no longer live on autopilot. They live intentionally, consciously creating the life they desire. Becoming the master of your destiny does not mean controlling everything that happens to you. It means controlling how you respond to everything that happens. Life will always be unpredictable. There will be challenges, setbacks, and unexpected changes. But when you have complete control over your mind, emotions, and actions, you are never a victim of circumstance. Instead, you become an architect, designing a life that aligns with your deepest purpose and values. One of the first steps to mastering your destiny is rewriting the stories you tell yourself. Your mind is constantly creating narratives about who you are, what you are capable of, and what your future will be. If your internal dialogue is filled with thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "I'll never be successful," then your life will reflect these beliefs. But if you take charge of your inner dialogue and replace these self-defeating stories with empowering ones, your entire life will transform. Start telling yourself, I am capable of achieving anything. I am in control of my future. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. The mind is a powerful tool, and the stories you believe shape your reality. Choose them wisely. Another critical aspect of self-mastery is developing an unshakable mindset. Many people allow fear and doubt to dictate their actions. They hesitate, procrastinate, or give up at the first sign of difficulty. But those who truly control their destiny cultivate a mindset of unbreakable confidence. They understand that failure is not the end, it is a lesson. They see rejection not as a personal attack, but as redirection towards something better. They embrace difficulties as opportunities to strengthen themselves. When you develop this mindset, nothing can stop you, no obstacle can shake you, and no setback can break you. To fully take control of your destiny, you must also define your purpose with absolute clarity. Many people wander through life without direction, unsure of what they truly want. But those who have mastered themselves take the time to deeply reflect on their purpose. What do you want to create in this world? What impact do you want to leave behind? What brings you the deepest sense of fulfillment? When you have a clear purpose, every action you take becomes meaningful. Your energy is no longer scattered. You focus your time and effort on what truly matters. Another essential part of becoming the master of your destiny is embracing radical self-discipline. Many people wait for motivation to take action, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and if you rely on it, you will never reach your full potential. True mastery comes from discipline, the ability to take action consistently, regardless of how you feel. Discipline means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It means sticking to your commitments, pushing through discomfort, and staying focused on your long-term goals. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. One of the most powerful skills you can develop on this journey is the ability to control your focus. The modern world is filled with distractions, social media, constant notifications, endless entertainment designed to steal your attention. But your focus is your most valuable resource. What you focus on grows. If you spend your time focusing on problems, negativity, and distractions, your life will reflect that. But if you train your mind to focus on solutions, growth, and your goals, you will create a life of purpose and achievement. Learn to protect your focus. Eliminate distractions, set clear priorities, and dedicate time each day to your highest pursuits. Taking full control of your destiny also means learning to let go of what no longer serves you. Many people hold on to past regrets, toxic relationships, and limiting beliefs, keeping themselves stuck in cycles of negativity. But you cannot move forward if you are still holding on to the past. True freedom comes when you release what is weighing you down. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Let go of people who drain your energy. Release beliefs that keep you small. The moment you free yourself from what no longer serves you, you create space for new opportunities and a brighter future. Another key to self-mastery is surrounding yourself with the right influences. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, mediocrity, and people who lack ambition, their mindset will influence you. But if you surround yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and uplift you, you will naturally rise to a higher level. Seek out mentors, books, and environments that push you toward growth. Protect your energy and be intentional about the influences you allow into your life. At the highest level of self-mastery, you must also develop a deep trust in yourself and in life. Many people live in constant fear, fear of failure, fear of uncertainty, fear of making the wrong choices. But when you fully trust yourself, you no longer hesitate. You move forward with confidence, knowing that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. You trust that every experience, whether good or bad, is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. You let go of resistance and flow with life, rather than against it. Becoming the master of your destiny means living with unwavering purpose and taking bold action. Those who create extraordinary lives do not wait for the perfect moment. They take action now. They do not allow fear to hold them back. They step forward with courage. They do not let failure stop them. They learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Every great achiever in history, whether in business, art, philosophy, or spirituality, has understood this truth. Your life is in your hands. You alone decide what you become. At the end of the day, self-mastery is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. It requires daily effort, deep introspection, and unwavering commitment. But as you walk this path, you will discover something profound. True power does not come from controlling the outside world. It comes from mastering the world within. When you reach this level, no challenge can break you, no fear can stop you, and no external force can dictate your happiness. You will have become the architect of your own destiny, shaping your life with intention, strength, and purpose. The choice is now in your hands. Will you continue to live on autopilot, controlled by external circumstances, or will you step into your full power and take control of your life? The answer is within you. The journey begins today. Chapter 11. The Journey of Continuous Growth, Mastering the Art of Lifelong Evolution. Mastering your inner world is not a one-time achievement, it is a lifelong journey. Many people believe that once they reach a certain level of success, happiness, or self-mastery, they can stop learning, growing, or evolving. But the truth is, the moment you stop growing is the moment you begin to decline. Life is a constant flow of change, and those who refuse to evolve will find themselves stuck, unable to adapt to new challenges and opportunities. True mastery is not about reaching a destination. It is about committing to lifelong evolution. The first step to continuous growth is developing a mindset of endless curiosity. Many people stop learning after they finish school, believing that education is something formal and structured. But real learning, the kind that transforms your mind and life, never ends. Those who achieve true mastery see themselves as eternal students. They ask questions, seek new perspectives, and remain open to change. They never assume they know everything because they understand that the moment they think they have all the answers, they stop evolving. Curiosity also means embracing a mindset of experimentation. Too many people fear failure and avoid taking risks because they are afraid of making mistakes. But true growth comes from trying, failing, learning, and adjusting. Every mistake is a lesson, every setback is a stepping stone, and every challenge is an opportunity for refinement. When you stop seeing failure as a negative thing and instead view it as necessary feedback for growth, you free yourself from fear and unlock unlimited potential. Another key to lifelong evolution is remaining adaptable in the face of change. The world is constantly shifting. Technology advances, industries evolve, relationships change, and personal circumstances fluctuate. Those who cling to old ways of thinking, old routines, and outdated beliefs struggle when change inevitably comes. But those who cultivate adaptability remain strong no matter what happens. They learn how to pivot, how to adjust their mindset, and how to embrace change as an opportunity rather than a threat. One of the most effective ways to ensure continuous growth is to set higher and higher standards for yourself. Many people become complacent after reaching a certain level of success. They stop pushing themselves, stop challenging their limits, and settle into comfort. But comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to continue evolving, you must constantly raise your standards, whether it's in your personal development, your relationships, your career, or your mindset. Ask yourself, how can I improve today? How can I challenge myself to be better than I was yesterday? The best version of yourself is not a fixed point. It is an ever-expanding vision that you must keep striving toward. In the journey of lifelong evolution, self-reflection is essential. Many people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same thoughts, behaviors, and habits without questioning them. But those who master themselves take time to reflect. They ask, what is working in my life? What is not? Where am I holding myself back? Regular self-reflection allows you to recognize patterns that no longer serve you and make conscious choices to change them. Journaling, meditation, or simply taking time each day to think deeply about your life can be powerful tools for this process. Another crucial part of lifelong evolution is expanding your perspective. It is easy to get trapped in your own bubble, only interacting with people who think like you, only consuming information that reinforces your beliefs, and only seeing the world through a narrow lens. But true growth comes when you step outside of your comfort zone and expose yourself to new ideas, cultures, and ways of thinking. Read books from different disciplines, have conversations with people who challenge your views, travel to unfamiliar places, and constantly seek knowledge beyond what you already know. The broader your perspective, the wiser and more adaptable you become. To continuously evolve, you must also surround yourself with people who inspire growth. The people you spend the most time with influence your mindset, habits, and level of ambition. If you surround yourself with negative, stagnant, or unmotivated individuals, their energy will pull you down. But if you spend time with those who challenge, inspire, and push you toward greatness, you will naturally rise to a higher level. Seek out mentors. Build relationships with those who are ahead of you in the areas you want to grow, and distance yourself from environments that no longer support your evolution. Another crucial component of lifelong growth is cultivating emotional resilience. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and painful experiences along the way. Many people give up when they face difficulties, believing that struggle means they are failing. But those who commit to lifelong evolution understand that hardship is part of the process. Every challenge strengthens you. Every painful experience deepens your wisdom, and every difficulty forces you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. The key is to develop a mindset that welcomes struggle as a necessary part of the journey. To ensure that you continue evolving, you must also create a vision for your future that constantly expands. Too many people set a goal, achieve it, and then stop. They think, I made it. Now I can relax. But if you want to continue growing, you must always have something greater to strive for. Your vision for your future should not be a fixed point. It should be something that grows with you. The more you achieve, the more you should refine your vision, pushing yourself toward greater possibilities. In the pursuit of lifelong evolution, gratitude plays a powerful role. It is easy to focus only on what you have not yet achieved, constantly striving for more without appreciating how far you have come. But true growth requires balance, the ability to strive for better while also being deeply grateful for what you have now. Gratitude shifts your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, allowing you to enjoy the journey rather than feeling like you are constantly chasing something that is always out of reach. One of the most profound realizations in the journey of lifelong evolution is understanding that mastery is not about perfection, it is about progress. Many people hesitate to take action because they feel they are not ready, not good enough, or not skilled enough. But mastery is not about being flawless. It is about being committed to constant improvement. You do not need to be perfect to start, but you do need to start to become great. Progress, no matter how small, is the key to long-term success. Finally, the ultimate lesson in the path of lifelong evolution is to never stop growing. No matter how much you achieve, no matter how wise you become, and no matter how much you master yourself, there will always be more to learn, more to discover, and more ways to expand. True greatness comes from the ability to keep evolving, to keep pushing beyond limitations, and to remain a student of life. When you commit to lifelong evolution, you become unstoppable. You no longer fear change. You embrace it. You no longer resist challenges. You welcome them. You no longer settle for mediocrity. You demand excellence from yourself every single day. This is the ultimate form of mastery, not reaching a destination, but becoming the kind of person who is always growing, always learning, and always expanding into a greater version of themselves. The journey does not end here. In fact, it never ends. The question is, will you continue to evolve, or will you remain stagnant? The choice is yours. Mastering your inner world is the most powerful and transformative journey you will ever take. It is not about controlling life itself, for the external world will always be unpredictable. It is about controlling how you respond to life, how you think, how you feel, and how you shape your reality from within. Throughout this book, you have explored the depths of inner management, learning how to take full control of your thoughts, emotions, energy, and actions. Now, as you stand at the threshold of transformation, one question remains. Will you apply what you have learned? The true test of inner mastery does not come from simply understanding these principles. It comes from living them. Knowledge without action is useless. Many people read books, listen to advice, and gain insights, yet they continue to live the same way, stuck in cycles of distraction, self-doubt, and external dependency. But those who truly commit to mastering their inner world take these lessons and integrate them into their daily lives. They make conscious choices. They practice self-discipline. They embrace discomfort as a path to growth. They do not merely exist, they take charge of their existence. The final lessons of inner mastery. The path to self-mastery is not a straight line. It is a lifelong process of refinement and evolution. There will be times when you feel deeply connected to your inner power, and there will be moments when old habits and emotions try to pull you back. But every setback is an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to growth. Mastery is not about never falling. It is about always rising again. The first great lesson of inner mastery is self-awareness. If you do not know yourself, your thoughts, habits, emotions, and triggers, you will always be a prisoner to them. Awareness is the light that exposes unconscious patterns and gives you the power to change them. When you understand yourself deeply, you are no longer controlled by automatic reactions. You become the conscious creator of your experience. The second great lesson is emotional discipline. Most people let their emotions rule them. They react impulsively, make decisions based on temporary feelings, and allow external situations to dictate their inner peace. But those who master their inner world recognize that emotions are tools, not commands. They do not suppress their emotions, but they do not allow them to control their actions either. Instead, they process them with wisdom, respond thoughtfully, and remain steady even in turbulent times. The third great lesson is mental reprogramming. Your mind is the architect of your reality. Every belief you hold, every thought you entertain, and every perspective you adopt shapes the way you experience life. If you continue to hold on to limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and negative self-talk, your life will reflect those patterns. But when you consciously choose empowering thoughts, reframe challenges as opportunities, and train your mind to focus on solutions rather than problems, your entire existence changes. The fourth great lesson is energy management. Everything you consume, whether it is the food you eat, the content you absorb, or the people you surround yourself with, affects your energy. Your energy dictates your motivation, your clarity, and your overall well-being. Mastering your inner world requires protecting your energy, removing distractions, and aligning your daily habits with vitality, purpose, and growth. The fifth great lesson is detachment from external control. The world will always be full of uncertainties, opinions, and shifting circumstances. If your happiness is tied to external validation, achievements, or the approval of others, you will always feel unstable. But when you cultivate an inner foundation that is independent of external forces, you become unshakable. You realize that peace, confidence, and fulfillment are generated from within, not from anything outside of you. The sixth great lesson is unwavering focus and self-discipline. The modern world is designed to scatter your attention, distract your mind, and weaken your discipline. But mastery requires the opposite: laser-like focus on what truly matters, ruthless elimination of distractions, and the ability to take consistent action regardless of how you feel. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, even the best intentions remain unfulfilled. The seventh great lesson is embracing lifelong evolution. Mastery is not a destination, it is a never-ending journey. The moment you believe you have arrived is the moment you stop growing. The greatest masters in history never stopped learning, refining, and pushing their limits. The same applies to you. There is always another level of growth waiting for you. The question is, will you keep evolving, or will you settle? The power is now in your hands. Everything you need to create the life you desire is already within you. You have the power to reshape your mind, master your emotions, control your energy, and take full ownership of your destiny. The external world does not determine your success, happiness, or fulfillment. You do. You have two choices moving forward. You can let this knowledge fade away, returning to old patterns and allowing life to dictate your experience. Or you can take action. You can implement these principles, make self-mastery a daily practice, and step into a level of power, clarity, and confidence that few ever reach. If you choose the path of mastery, remember this: it is not about being perfect. It is about being committed. There will be days when you fall into old habits. There will be moments when your mind resists change. There will be challenges that test your growth. But each time you choose to rise above, to push forward, and to reaffirm your commitment, you step closer to your highest potential. The world is filled with people who wish for a better life, but never take action. Do not be one of them. Be among those who take control of their inner world, master their thoughts and emotions, and build a life of extraordinary purpose and fulfillment. The path of mastery is not for the faint of heart, but for those who dare to take it. The rewards are beyond measure. True freedom, unshakable confidence, and a life that is fully aligned with your highest potential. The journey does not end here. It begins now. Your next step. What will you do with the knowledge you now have? Will you let it be just another book you read, or will you take the first step toward real transformation? The choice is yours. The power is yours. Your destiny is waiting. Now go and claim it.